Jason, remember a couple years ago he had that staging duel with Harold Horton, and then Harold Horton was out on him, and I think James Kennedy, he didn't get alongside him probably about 1,200 feet, 1,200 feet, and got him right in the lights. But watch, like you said, watch this James Kemp machine on the right side of the racetrack. And a 120-60 foot. Look at James Kemp go. Top end of the racetrack with 664, 210. White Tiger 687. 183 for James Kemp, but that thing was moving pretty good early. So White Tiger will go number 2. James Kemp will go number 4. White Tiger number 2. Kemp number 4. And it looks like we are going to be on hold here for just a moment. Taco, right inside the 96 Toyota Tacoma in Houston, Texas. PRC machine on the left side in Taylor, Michigan. To do the burnouts. Jimenez on the right. And the Mercedes German engine X295 versus hot rod category. And Boyette left before the tree that hurt the Taco. Not going to have a good run either.
Yeah, that BRZ looked like you wanted to go, up the tree there for a minute.
Up the tree would have liked that too much, so.
Hugs and kisses are not advised with the Christmas tree.
No. At least not that one.
Okay, that's fair. So now go back, look at some data. Don't make it work. Microbolt left side here, the MPH Fabrications machine. Grosso Auto Authority for Gola, CP Piston Arias, BPW, Acura Transmission is going to be on board helping out. And Starlet here on the right. It's been interesting to say the least. PTE X295 versus hot rod category. We've seen Brett LaSala, what I believe is a personal best 597.9, 241. I don't think he's been 5s before. I know the 241 was the goal he was shooting for. White Tiger there, Craig Wallace 665. even James Kemp with the 687, I don't feel like a lot of these guys are making full pulls yet. A lot of these guys are definitely going to be going back to the computers, looking at data, making some massive adjustments. We've seen so far here in Q1. Precision Turbo Engine X95 versus Rock Rock, X295 versus Rock Rock.
I'll leave it before the tree.
Well, that center line there was a Starlet. The 755 143. But not hear anything from the officials, so it sounds like the run will stand. Carbone did leave before the tree. Will not get a time. As next beer. Jesus Melendez and Don Lalo, the 1980 Corolla. Left side of the racetrack. Right side, gonna be coffee time. One of my favorite times. Armando Melendez here in the 2012 Scion FRS in a St. Cloud. Rotary powered entries. Left lane smoking out the entire start line staff up there. He's trying to. Driving out, there's a Scion, smacks the wall right at the 8th mile mark. It looks like going to be riding it down almost. Smacked the wall there with the passenger side. Able to keep it rolling though. 7:28.6, 1:42 is the time that pops up on the board, but that will not stand. Don Lalo Melendez there, 12:01 with a 3. So with the Melendez machine there tapping the wall, that will disallow and disqualify the time that he ran. As we'll check out the replay here on Flow Racing. Nice clean launch there from Comp Time. Get a little out of control, gathers it up to 330, really steps out, and just past the 8th mile, right at the triangle. Oh, smacking hard there, passenger side too. Got up on 2 tires. But I'll tell you what though, good driving job keeping that steering wheel straight though. Yeah, just gets up on the wall and it just keeps it as close as possible. Pulls, shoots. For getting out of control and smacking the wall, there was a lot of control still after. See a lot of guys not able to gather it back up properly when they do smack the wall. So we're just going to go hit with the broom tractors real quick. Get any of the marbles broomed off, any dust, anything like that.
Some noise with this hot rod behind us here. We can run it, 1,200 foot in. Watch. And see how high he.
Just got word, merch is getting thin. Back to the merch tent if you haven't got your merch yet. This is your heads up to go do so. It's getting thin. Cars are fired back up. We are ready to go back on our way here with the La Rubia machine. On the right side, Juan Yanis will man the RX-7 out of St. Cloud. Jimmy Taylor's back up. Okay, we'll talk about that here in a minute. But we're going to watch Ionis here in the rotary car. Right now, Brett LaSalle top of board, 597.9 and 241. The rest of the field overall has struggled. A couple cars have been able to get down just fine. A couple cars took some early times to check on things. Check on the short time. Rubia, the RX-7, you're in the right lane. Will be the final car. Precision Turbo Engine, X295 versus Hot Rod. Big qualified effort. His son will start to disappear here over the next hour or two. Race stage on, lights down, on the wheelie bars. Top of the racetrack, a little bit of smoke and abort the run. Coasting it down to a 7:45.0143 the Ionis machine. That'll conclude qualifying here for Precision Turbo Engine X295 versus Hot Rod. And in a bit of a surprise, Jimmy Taylor is back up here with the Pro Bike.
Hollywood, Tennessee, Roman exhibition yesterday, 5:25.214, and he says he found reverse, and did he? Yes, he did. Give it up for Jimmy Taylor. He found reverse. There you go. All right, but again, folks, it's not like I said, not your standard factory car units, control the brake or press clutch and go to reverse. He's going to have it at the right RPM. The RPM is too high or too low. It will not engage reverse, so it's, very fine line there.
Jimmy Taylor, Carl Stevens came into this event with one goal in mind. It's not just braking, it's not obliterating, and it's not just shattering. It's a combination of all of it. Of the door slammer record, Turbo Todd Ware holds at 5:14.273 done in Bradenton, January of 24. They've already taken the 8-mile record back in October, private testing here at MIR, going 3:38.7.240. They went a 5:25.9, jumping the chutes and clicking it off early at 2:14 with 1,000 foot. Expect a full pass here from Jimmy Taylor, Carl Stevens, and the XRE crew. As the crew will walk away from the machine, all eyes will now turn to Jimmy Taylor as the pre-stage beams will get turned on. He will build boost. He will bump it in. And the lights are on Jimmy Taylor. The car's hooked up. Gets sideways out there, and he'll dump the chutes to 8 as that thing's starting to get really out there from under him. A 6:26 and 1:28. A 9:25 short time, and he was sideways in the 8th mile. Whew. Well, rear-rack it. We'll try it again later. Good effort from Taylor and Camp. More data for these guys.
Here we go. Let's go to coming to the Clutch Warriors first race Porto. Biggest class here. And basically, the Warriors, it's pretty much a combination of the Warriors Outlaw Racing Team rules and a 3/4 chassis import. As, oh man, I love this truck. Is this Lunch Money? The 49 F100? Love this truck.
All right, now I got La Sanita coming up here on the left side. event. Lunch Money will be in the right lane once it starts rolling up. Alright, we're going to send La Sanita down here on the solo pass. So the 82 Starlet Rotary Power and Entry out of Orlando, Florida. Curly's Towing, Bet Performance, Daily Inquiry. Carlos DeLeo usually want to keep an eye on not just to qualify, but option eliminations with win last year to qualify. Last year's event won a 6:35.2. Let's see if we can have number one spot this year. Ready to rock and roll. Freeze need to be done here, Velocity. Keep one. Competition goes first for Strasbourg, though. Down. All the way the bars out there. Keeps it under control. Top of the racetrack. 6:47.1 to 11 for Carlos De Leon. Here comes Rankin. Lunch Money, Chris Rankin. 49 F100. Pardon me, Kate Henry. And Lunch Money. The 49 F100. This had a pretty good wheel stand last year. Able to gather it up and find a way to keep the front end down. We'll see how Kate can do here this weekend. This thing is cool looking at. Just a pretty looking pickup. 19 years of age from the little town of Pennsylvania. Janelle Toronto, left side of the racetrack. Here in A-Trout is back. 82 Starlet struggling in the water box to say the least. Stir Mikey Gay like, come on. Alright. They're telling Kate to go. Alright. You know, there are moments where we think we have things figured out as announcers, and this is not one of those moments.
Yeah, this is definitely different. Okay, guess Caden's still gonna go.
Well, Rankin. Going the solo pass. We'll see what happens. So Kate Rankin gonna make the hit here on the Napa side. Qualified for the field last year in the 80s. Was right around mid-pack or so. See if there's any improvement for Kate this year.
Justice Machine, the St. Cloud for the 82 Starlet, and the outlet, Mr. Hendricks, Lockhaven, Pennsylvania.
And Rafael Fuentes there in the left lane of the 82 Starlet of St. Cloud. An outlet with Eric Hendricks behind the wheel. Part 2 of the Motor Racing team. Postman Keith Brake standing behind, getting lined up. A little import versus domestic action. Competition Motorsport versus Transport through style here in Q1. Let's go right TDM brakes, Motion Raceworks, Motor Racing, Motor Motorsports, line-to-line coatings. Some of these specialties, Best Motorsports, full throttle signs on over here for outlet Lee Justice. The home office of Gary Rodriguez. Your Cabin Solutions, Primer 5 Flats, Kenny Chassis, Bank here for race cars. As outlet, sitting patiently, first ready. Wait for Fuentes. Both drivers here, both moves. Both man. Side by side. Issues there for Hendricks. See you later, Fuentes. Top of the racetrack here. 676 with a 9 for the Starlet. 207. Hendricks, 1221, 50 miles an hour. Top forward right now. Pair of imports. Next pair. Left side. 2016 Mustang. Playing Gearhole in the Coyote Powered Machine in Jupiter, Florida. Jason Hutch. Red Rum pickup truck. A little classic Chevy versus Ford Silver on right lane, Mustang left lane. Jason Hutch, your second fastest. Full-size pickup on the profile. 659s. And I know that they've been finding more and more speed with this machine. We'll see what he can do. I'll be honest with you, they don't know a whole lot about the Mustang here today, Gerald. Here, see what he's going to be able to do. Competition Motorsports versus Transport though.
In Next Gen Street Fighter to lanes 5 and 6, please. Next Gen Street Fighter, lanes 5 and 6, please. Next Gen Street Fighter to 5 and 6.
Jason Hutch said, let's go. I'm going to set the pre-stage speeds, wait for the Mustang. Mustang's pre-staged also. The Chevy versus Ford. They're ready for side by side. Mustang will hit the tires. Jason Hutch says, see you later. And it looks like he aborts the run just before the 8th mile. Coasted on down the rest of the way to a 863, 8 at 109. Your old 1538 with a 373 miles an hour. It's a Blake Baby launch. Looking for that 60-foot info. Light the hides there, left side, the RX-7, 2JZ power. Out of Pennsylvania, Spectrum Solutions, Pippin Luba Racing on board. Dustin Cott. Here in the right lane. Killdozer Romero. Could be wrong on that. Got to take a wild guess on this one. I don't have the information just yet here for the right lane. Oh, it is just coming. Okay. Made a good guess. Just got confirmation. '94 Camaro, Pit Box Chevrolet twin turbo machine. In the right lane. Dust cut. What's the numbers on? I will tell you that right now. And Park Benson Racing power under the hood. Getting trees, GCL injectors, drag wire solutions. Helmet out. first domestic action. On the ground, I believe we're ready for Warrior races. I want to see ran at least one, maybe two this year. This is coming to hit the tires there, John. Top of the racetrack. Recent break came off the car, 643 to 5218. Dustin Cotton. Coasting on down, 1348, 82 miles an hour. He's on the ground, go to the number one spot currently. Next bear, Jimmy Posey, left side of the racetrack, the 72 Chevrolet Nova, 604 Hood Pro Charge machine. So Jimmy has been able to get this thing going at the weirdest of times. Usually around the Ford Beamer Classic here at MIR, he's able to get this machine rolling with the Warriors program. Wasn't that long ago, had a Cinderella story coming together, and it all came apart right at the end for him. So he would love to be able to win this quarter mile event. And the Newsburg, Pennsylvania Pro Charger, and of course more Benson Racing power under the hood for his machine. It was the Erie Morales right side here. And the Mercury powered machine out of Davenport, Florida. Another import versus domestic matchup here on the starting line. In the driver wasting any time. Both guys in. Now bleeding green. Posey's going to hit the tires there. And all the wheelie bars and dancing out there is going to be the Morales machine. Top of the racetrack, a 679.8202. Used a lot of racetrack to make that pass work. 1283 with a 9. Coasted down. It's going to be Jimmy Posey. I think he was hitting the wheelie bars. It seemed like it was on the tires. As next pair. Brian Cummins with the big American flag on the back of the machine, the 2014 GT500. At Kenner, Louisiana, drive shaft shop. Going to be on board. It's checking the replay here on the Floyd Racing TV we got up here. I'll tell you what, all the wheelie bars dancing around out there is going to be Morales. A lot of racetrack to make that pass work, but got it done, kept it in the lead. And that's really cool. There's Brian Cummins. And the Mustang, right side of the racetrack. I believe that's the Cletus McFarland machine there in the left lane. Brian Cummins in the Heavens reject. James Tall. And the El Camino, I should say, this weekend.
Can you guys hear it?
See what Bullett's going to be able to do. Twin turbos. Car's been in the water circle before in this category. See James can do it also. Issues for the Mustang. James Tall. Good, clean, easy, simple A to B pass. 675.209 for James Tall in the El Camino. Ball looking good out there. Brian Cummins, 1266 with a 9, 80 miles an hour. And this next pair, Glenn Adams, Jake Nugman, down in the water box. Jake Nugman, a beautiful looking silver and white Chevrolet Nova nitrous-aided machine. Nugman Plumbing Bootleg 2, little race innovation to be on board here for the kid out of Crompton, 27 years of age. Running here on the Coors Light side, 632 nitrous-aided entry. Right side of that red Mustang, Glenn Adams out of Orlando, Florida. Performance Center, Orlando Speed World. Max Worldwide for the small block Ford. Was a kid that surprised a lot of people. Definitely turned some heads with that nitrous car, putting up some good sized numbers. last year. Top 10 in qualifying. Run 650s. I think it was that mid 650 run.
Next Gen Street Fighter to lanes 5 and 6, please. Next Gen Street Fighter 5 and 6. Next Gen Street Fighter to 5 and 6.
Dominance in, pointing on Adams. Adams will leave before the tree. And Jake Dobbins says, okie dokie, see you later. Top end for the nitrous car, 695 and 154 as he rolled out of it early. Adams will not get a time. There's your next pair sitting back in the water box waiting patiently. Jim DeZao, right side, 2014 Corvette, that all white machine. Snowbird Corvette known as here on the right lane. As the 98 Trans Am out of Ohio. Silverback in the left lane. Josh Pratt, the wheelman. LSX Power Machine. See the no time sticker on that Trans Am. Oh, he'll be in a race for like a year after this weekend, so he's gonna give it a shot. Hopefully make it count. TKM, BTR, RPM, gonna be on board Midwest Chassis. TRT Motion Raceworks. Mansur Circle D. His family. As Pratt's in, waiting for it. Snowbird finally in. Snowbird's gonna leave. Here comes the Trans Am. Jim charging to the top of the racetrack. Snowbird 720 with a 4.7088 for the Pratt machine. Solid laps for both.
If it wasn't a final call for Next Gen Street Fighter to 5 and 6. Final call for Next Gen Street Fighter to 5 and 6. Final call for Next Gen Street Fighter to 5 and 6.
You know what? I'm glad that Zung's here. Zung Ho writes at the 2018 Charger out of Texas. This is a guy who just likes to have fun with the Dodgers. Tries to put some numbers up, has a lot of fun, and a dude that is just so happy all the time. And I love this guy. You remember that orange one that he has raced previously? He actually ran it here at the World Cup. I saw a photo of that machine back in 2018, 2019, whatever it was, that he had posted up. And that car used to be taken to the beach. It was a street car. And believe it or not, most of his vehicles are full-body production Chargers. You know, make the adjustments that he needs to. Does what he can. Has a lot of fun having it. Just a guy you want to root for. Good dude. Eric Gash left side of the racetrack here. 86 Mustang out of Kentucky. Here's what the Mustang can do. Also, Don's doing some cool stuff over the last year or so. Getting back into motorsports, bringing back the V8, bringing back the Hemi, doing all the things a lot of people out there have.
Eric Cashco, 104.60 foot, top of the racetrack. How about a 642, 191 for Eric Cash? Zung Ho, 849, 95 miles per hour, and he is moving slow down on the part of the racetrack. And he'll go number 10. Eric Cash by 15 thou goes number 1. They're calling for the Broom tractor.
Yeah,
sounds like
a couple pieces of debris coming off the Mustang, it looked like. Couldn't quite tell what it was. Definitely some debris out there. And that left.
Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need. from Maryland International Race.
Complete 100% sellout of the World Cup Finals before we say. All right, here.
Freddie Reed's left side here in the Harley Quinn entry. That pink 1983 Starlet in Davenport, Florida. Rotary power out of the hood there for the 28-year-old. Questions yet here for right lane. They have a few of those throughout the rest of the day. Later. Just get here this morning. Jomar Gomez, come back to the tower. We have someone that may have your drive shaft you need. Jomar Gomez, please come back to the tower. We may have somebody that has the drive shaft you need. Jomar Gomez, come back to tower. We may have somebody that has the drive shaft you're looking for. So we're going to be heading down to the Harley Quinn machine to get that car pushed off. Start the line again. Let's just go and hit it real quick. We'll go back live here in just a moment once we do a quick touch up. Just gonna do hand spray, tire drag, and get back underway here. Reverse Transporto category. All right, everybody chasing Aaron Cash at 6420. And they're gone in the number 2 spot, 643 with the 5. La Sanita, Carlos De Leon, the number 3 spot, James Tall, and the number 4 spot, and Lee Justice in the number 5 spot currently.
Drivers and crew, folks, listen to me very, very carefully. Drivers and crew members, you must stay with your car at all times in the staging lanes. You must please stay with your car at all times in the staging lanes. If you leave your car unattended in the staging lanes, you are at risk of perhaps being disqualified and forfeiting that run. So please stay with your car at all times in the staging lanes, please. Please stay with your car at all times in the staging lanes. Please stay with your car at all times in the staging lanes.
dissipate.
All right, here we go. Back to green. Jaime Colon on the left side, taking on the Judge. Groveland, Florida, the 83 RX-70 and the 74 Celica.
Pair of imports. We're going to go side by side. Jermark Colon Rodriguez there in the Judge, the RX-7 out of Florida. Jimmy Colon in the Celica, and then left lane 2 JZ Power. Good lap here for Rodriguez, top and line of smoke. We're going to go check that out at 6:53.2 and only 166. Dissipate. Number 4 in the field of that run. 746-1 there for the lawn machine.
Safety crew down to the far of the racetrack. And the call goes out to fire up the next pair, so we're going to do that. And how about this one? One of your favorite cars, Coche Bamba.
I love both these cars, man.
But you love Coche Bamba.
I just love race cars.
That's good. That's good too.
Rafael Estevez left side here in Coche Bamba. The 87 Corolla. Out of New Jersey, 2 JZ Power left side, 2 JZ Power right side also. For the Toronto 1 machine of Jerry. Out of Georgia. Correctly. So Rafael Estevez on his roof in the 2024 Haltech World Cup Finals presented by Wiseco. We enjoy having 4 tires on the ground with old machines.
A command prompt for what?
Power machines as Coche Bamba into the pre-stage lanes, waiting for Jerry to join. Everybody looking that car forward now. Turn on the pre-stage bulbs from both sides of the racetrack. Coche Bamba left side, Toronto right side. Toronto out in front, Coche Bamba. A little bit of a slow run for that machine. Top of the racetrack, that Jerry, 6:27.7, 2:23. A solid lap from a friend of Jerry. Going to the number 1 spot. By about a 10th and a half, Coche Bamba, number 15. So right now you got a 627 for Jerry. Aaron Cassidy gets here at 642. Pretty sizable gap there here in qualifying. We'll see if a couple guys can slide their way in between them. Heading in Anna Rovic on the right side of Missouri, 2JZ powered RX-7. Cena Racing in Southwest
What's
Electric
that
going to
do?
be on board helping out on the left side. Jeremy Sparks, the 90 Mustang. Small block 4 power. The man out of Tennessee Ford Productions on Ford versus domestic matchup here. Keeps it rolling. I'll tell you what, that was a hard wall smack there. Me, you guys good? My guy flexing. He said we good. He said ain't no race car gonna stop me.
Obviously, that run will not count as he didn't took down at the wall, but I mean, he got you. Like, you get a good picture of that?
Well, he just got kicked out of here. He can go pay $40 for this.
Yeah, see, it's not down there on the racetrack. Yeah, they're calling for the Broom Tractors. There are officials down there with the car, so quick response by them. But man, that thing took a hard look, and yeah, right above, yes, a little damage on the right side of the race car. But again, man, that thing was a big slap.
It's like a right rear got knocked into. Something to do with re-11 on that rear. Picked up and broke. Freaking sizable smack too. I'm actually surprised there's not more damage on that machine. I'm up here to see what it'll look like once they get under it, start pulling stuff out. We'll check out the replay. Mustang leaves. Car gonna step out right there at the 330. Here comes Borovic. And I mean just right past where you guys are. That's a hard right rear tap too.
Yeah, definitely possibly some suspension damage. I would assume on that one, but for that car to get up airborne in the back end like that, that would be some rear suspension damage on that one. But we need the driver car. 6495 to your car, please. 6495 to your car, and stay with your car, please. 6495 to your car. Please stay with it. 6495 and Granite Racing stick shift to your car, please.
K-Series power going to be under the hood here for Rivera. Motorsports out of Puerto Rico. Luis Rivera. We'll get ready to rock and roll there on the right. Comes back, good, lovely. And that red entry. Spire side-by-side imports here. A couple more back in the water box. Also. Yeah, both guys going to be aboard the runs. Right and left, both cars went to the ring. Check the racetrack real quick. Spotters wanted to play it safe and check the lane real quick. Clear's been given. We're going to go ahead and get the next pair fired and ready to rock and roll.
Ferdinand Rodriguez Laga out of Corazon, Puerto Rico. They named to Starlet. And Miss Luella out of Aruba. 81 Toyota Corolla.
Victor Worthman, the wheelman. 81 Corolla. Beautiful looking car, man. Big two-star left side, 81 Corolla in the ring. Clean paint jobs, big tires, short wheelbase, fun to watch. Roll the man on the right side. Get hug on the left. Rico and Aruba. Everybody chasing right now. The Nigerian machine going 627.7 and 223 for high mile an hour and low ET so far. Eric Cash, the number 2 spot. Jamil Legrand, number 3. Still Leon La Sanita. And the judge there, the number 5 spot. 26 cars have taken a hit so far. Here in Competition Clutch Wars versus Tres Cuarto. Starlet 196, Worldman 837.7 for the right lane. As next pair. Johnny Ramos, right side of the 73 Corolla on that orange machine. Coors Light side. 71 Datsun. Yeah, it's going for the red lights as one is stopped up the top of the racetrack. We're going getting that car off at the top end. Irving Saez will be that lovely Datsun. Get the car off Ramos also out of Puerto Rico. Stage lights on for Saez now. As Ramos will get ready to join. Drivers. We'll start build boost, bumping in. Danson in the Corolla. Danson's in. Corolla's in. Lights are down. Leading green as the Danson get close to that center line, getting sideways, gets out of it. As Ramos will coast it on down. I'll tell you what, Saez though was out there dancing a lot on that run. Some extra dancing here. It seems like in Q1 for a handful of categories, especially quite a few here in competition, Clutch Works versus Tres Cuarto. These guys were getting stuff set. Potentially for tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to shut this down in about 30 minutes, and I'll have it back up for Q2 tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you guys come back in here.
Ariel Arroyo on the right side out of Phil, the RH7. La Diva left side here, the 80 Starlet out of Florida, B Series power. Out under the hood. Eric Ruiz, the wheelman. And the La Diva machine. He'll build on if you want to kind of keep an eye on this car. Generally performs fairly well whenever it shows him out there broken up by Wiseco.
Lights come on here at Merrill National Raceway. Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, or Sunday night. The action heats up. Rounder Laser Race, when our lights come on, so do yours. At the pre-stage. Charlotte on the left, RX-7 on the right. Area 107, 60 foot's a pair, top end of the racetrack. How about a 690, 169 to a 699 and 162? About out of the throttle going through the finish line. No parachute on the right hand side, but I think he'll be just fine. We'll go numbers 9 and 11 respectively. Trueno, he's still the number one qualifier at the present time, 627 and 223. As good as ours in this case. The RX-7 in a seat out in Florida. All right, side rotary powered entry. Garbo Gomez left side here, the high RPM machine. 73 Datsun, rotary power out of Puerto Rico. You see up on the board, 28.33.3. That means from this point forward, we get to play the game. That's it. Bumping game. And obviously that bump's not going to stay at 28.33. So.
We do have quite a few cars still to show up. 2 cars so far. Have taken time. Two short here. Water box. Out in front like a whole shot for Omar Gomez.
Very close to center was Gomez, 8:28, 1:15.
Goes down to a 7:52.7. Let's keep an eye on that Gomez machine tomorrow.
Father out of Lake Wales, Florida, the 1985 RX. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not picked up your Manly hard cards, there is no wait, no line. Right now, the Manly hard cards and the drivers, make sure you take your crew there. Get those Manly hard cards tonight because you will need them tomorrow and the rest of the weekend.
You don't want to have upset crew members at you because it's going to be for a very long weekend for you getting your car serviced.
I don't want to upset Brandy and me. So, she's an 8th degree black belt, and, she's my boss.
Yeah, but it's the drivers that have to have their stuff.
Yeah, and the drivers get mad, then she gets mad, then I get mad, then she gets mad at me.
That's a rabbit hole we didn't need to go into. All right, anyway.
Yeah, I think I need more than a rabbit hole. But anyway, I just keep opening the door and Higgins. Anyway, and 112.60 foot, top end of the racetrack, 6:56 and 2:10. A good solid lap that'll put him up into the top 5, or actually puts him 6. And that'll be it for the Competition Clutch Wars first race car total. A little touch up on the starting line. And we have next gen Street Fighter coming up. 60 body that still exists.
Qualifying wrong. But guys, can anybody help me? Correct me if I'm wrong. You were looking for it, but that does say something for you and your team because you do have 2 cars out here. We've been talking about it, that there's not many drivers that come to World Cup finals and can win in 2 classes. You, my friend, this weekend are one of those drivers that can.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have 2 cars that can. I think that I'm capable of doing it. I get to make a lot of runs, especially this time of year, which is nice. I've been racing a lot. So it's possible. But I'll tell you what, man, this is a hard race. The conditions change a lot from hot to cold to not. You get all 4 seasons during this race. So tuners got to be on point, drivers got to be on point, cars got to be on point. It won't be easy. If I won 2 cups, I'd probably walk home to Florida at that point. I'd be so happy. I'd probably hold both cups and just start walking.
Well, that would definitely help your YouTube channel out. That being said, you set the record with that car. This car today, I saw you kind of go out, had a little bit of trouble. I don't know necessarily that was what you were looking for in Q1.
I wouldn't say we had trouble. So we changed everything on this car and loaded it in the trailer, didn't make a single run. So we just wanted to make a run, just anything, get down the track, have some data to then be able to build our tune-ups to try to go faster. We'd like to go 6.0s with this car this weekend. I don't know that a 590 is available to us, or we can get that done. But if we can go 6.0s, we can be competitive. And again, in the end, the records are cool and all that stuff, but I'm not here for that. I'm here for the cup.
Well, I'm going to get all choked up about that because that seems to be the line with you Florida guys. Brett said the same thing. He said he's here for the cup. That's all he cares about. But then he goes out and runs 597. You're over here setting records. You're trying to set a record with that. I mean, at what point do you kind of start to change your thought process on how you're going to try to go towards the weekend strategy-wise?
Well, I mean, the strategy is just to keep the cars together and go as fast as you possibly can. If we have to get a world record in the effort to try to get the win, then that's what we'll do. Right now, strategy is to keep the cars together. If we make another run in that car and it goes what I think it'll go, if we go 770s, it'll be parked until Sunday. And we'll save it for eliminations. You know what I mean? Same thing. If we can get a couple good runs out of that, then go 6.0. We're waiting until Sunday and we're gonna, go out swinging. It's a lot of rounds. Sunday the rounds go quickly. Like I've watched and I've raced here for many years. This is a hard race. I love this race. I've never won a single round of elimination ever in my entire life. So I know how hard this race is. I've had a lot of bad luck here. I've had it all. But anyways, I just want to do well. Both cars do well. My guys worked hard all year on both these cars. They deserve it. let's do it. We're here to win. Like, we spent a lot of time, a lot of money to get here. We have 2 really good cars. Let's do something. Let's win something, man. You know?
Well, absolutely. And this is kicking off your busiest part of, if you will, 2025 into 2026. Flow U Winter Series. We're going to be giving away a lot of money. The YouTube channels or the video series is going to come flowing. Who knows? You saw how I did that, right? Yeah. We're going to see if he's going to see him walking down 95 back to Florida later on Sunday. 2 cups walking like this, look like the Marshmallow Man. Stay tuned. Flow Racing. Victor Alvarez trying to go 2 for 2.
For him, Jacob Conant could be a threat this weekend. 351 on the hood there for Conant.
Right, locked up in boxes right now, so they'll be giving out on Sunday. You're looking at me like you always look at me like crazy, so.
I just had nothing to respond with, so I was just letting you do your thing. But I will tell you, the sun is setting here at Maryland National Raceway. Temperature's going to start dropping. It's going to start having heat in the motors. Again, got to have heat in your motors. Got to make sure you got everything up to operating temp. Heat your motors. Also, trash can's got to stay at the edge of the road, guys. Fabian and I talked about that this morning, so help us help you, please. As the next gen performance, Street Fighter Q1, going to be coming at you here in just a few moments. Cars getting fired up, getting heat in the motors. Last year's runner-up, the next gen performance Street Fighter category. Tony Phillips, Six Pack Racing, 95 Super in Knoxville, Tennessee. 2JZ Power, 351 on the hood there for Conant. 2 beautiful cars, man. I mean, just absolute show cars in this category, almost across the board. A little import versus domestic matchup here. Jacob Conant, number 3 qualifier last year with a great run. Tony Phillips was about a mid-pack driver. See if there's any performance there for Tony. A little bit of improvement for him. Jacob Conant could be a threat this weekend. Tony's in, Jacob's in, last down. Out in front is going to be the Mustang. Top of the racetrack, Jacob Conant. 695 with a 9-162 pulling the chutes. As Tony Phillips going to coast it on down. Light the board with a 1761 and 62 miles an hour. So Jacob Conant right now sitting on top of the board. As the next pair. Get a little heat in the motors. Haley James, Adam Martin. Haley James, left side of the racetrack here. Her 2000 Cody-powered Mustang. Adam Martin finishing off light in the highs. And the 90 Mustang, 432 under the hood for that entry. As the War Eagle. Getting ready to head down.
Haley James, a former winner here at the World Cup Finals a number of years ago. And she's taking on Adam Arndt over on the right-hand side of the racetrack at Boyertown, PA. You know, his wife, Krista, she has raced here at Maryland National Raceway a number of times and definitely knows how to get to victory lane. That 90 Mustang for Adam Arndt out of Boyertown, Pennsylvania. I believe he serves in the United States Air Force, if my memory serves me correctly. So thank you very much to Adam and all of our men and women of our armed forces, our first responders, for their service and dedication. But Haley James out of Florida, originally from New Mexico, in Indiana. Now she's a Floridian. Her fiance, Kiefer Simpson, back there in the water box. I need lanes 1 and 2 to please suit up. 1 and 2, please suit up. So Haley James, the War Eagle, Albuquerque, New Mexico originally, now calls Florida home. She's pretty safe. I guarantee you Haley won't stage first. No, she didn't. Out it goes. Haley gonna bump it in. 7 seconds. She's in. There goes Haley. Big wheel stand for Haley. James, she backs out of the throttle. That thing was ready to take off on Haley James, and she had the wherewithal to get out of the throttle. And she goes at 11:47 for Haley James. Adam Martin, not a good run either. But it left solid for Haley. The front end came up, and she said, oh, nobody. So Haley James will go number 2. Adam goes number 3. And here comes the other half of Haley James Racing. That is Kiefer Simpson, Mr. American Express, Battle of Thrones winner, 444 apparel, Red Horse Performance, Benson Motorsports, Infamous Motorsports. Also we need lanes 3 and 4 to pull forward. David Rohrschneider to Winnebago, Illinois. The DA is dropping. It's negative 300 feet. The air's getting better and better, drivers, so tune accordingly. Kiefer left. David right. Kiefer Simpson. Hoping to maybe do a little better solid run. So here we go. Alrighty, so Kiefer left with David Rohrschneider right. So Mr. American Express on the left side. The GTR on the right side. And Kiefer knows, he saw Haley pick the front end up. He says, okay, maybe I meant to adjust this or that. But we know Kiefer's staying. Kiefer's in. Kiefer kept the front end down much better. Kiefer Simpson. Problems for Rohrschneider. Kiefer Simpson. 689 at 197. Kiefer Simpson will go. I believe that'll put him in the number 1 qualifying spot for now. And they're going to shut him off in the water box, and they're going to chase after David Rohrschneider.
There's no chasing Rohrschneider. Massive sparks flying out from under the car. I don't know what happened, but it is probably going to be terminal and going to definitely have to replace some parts for sure.
Kiefer Simpson going to go to the number 1 spot, and definitely feel for David Rohrschneider, but one of the nice guys over meet there. But man, that thing, that looked bad. Ouch.
Can get back in it. Civic making through the gears, flirt with the center line.
Here we go. So Daniel Rodriguez on the left-hand side, Stacy Roby on the right side. So Rodriguez at 93 Honda Civic K-Series power, Stacy Roby, 03 Mustang at St. Mary's, Ohio, Hartz Turbo RPM transmissions. And I just talked to Samantha Moore, remember who runnered up here a couple years ago to Darren Barone and his Blaze of Glory a couple years ago. And she said she hoping to have her car back for 2026. So right now they're all chasing Kiefer Simpson.
With Daniel Rodriguez, no slouch either. It's Stacy Roby. An 03 Mustang on the right side, a little import versus domestic matchup. Next Gen Performance Center Street Fighter here, Q1.
Wild Street to 5 and 6, please. Wild Street 5 and 6. Wild Street 5 and 6.
Stage beams on here for the Mustang and the Civic. Civic will stage first, Mustang stage second. Mustang gonna hit the tires and the Civic. Both guys gonna get back in it. Civic making through the gears, flirt with the center line, and an 8:08.5 there for Stacy Roby, buck 87. Rodriguez was flirting with that center line. 32 the 3, only 127. Sounds like we're going to grab a quick piece of debris up towards the top of the racetrack before we send the next pair. As James Tall and Keith O will be your next pair. Both center of the water box. Keith O gonna light the hides first there in the Turbo T. And McFlurry, left side of the 90 Mustang in Bradenton. Let's see what this pair can do. GM versus Ford matchup. Keith O and James Tall. Oh. Whew. Keith O came flying back and almost rammed into the GTR. That was your almost oops moment. Thankfully, an almost oops is not an oops, so we're good with that. But definitely a hard stopping moment there. Is we're gonna send Keith O as his crew guy has his foot in the beam. If you could get that out, that'd be great. Thanks. James Tall there. The Wario sponsored machine. Both drivers in. Guys can be down. Lane launches for both. Top of the racetrack. 7:17 for James Tall. Wow. Buck 96 with a solid lap. Keith O 7:51.8. And a buck 68. See if James can maybe knock it into the sixes in tomorrow's qualifiers. Remember, all classes will have 2 qualifiers tomorrow. Saturday, 1 qualifier and a round of eliminations for the 32 car fields, 2 qualifiers for the 16 car fields.
And then, of course, everybody's in eliminations on Sunday.
Yep.
And we do it that way, and I believe we started doing that last year. We do it that way so we run all the finals at one time.
It helps also with timing. You know, you have all 16 car fields. You know, instead of us running at 2 a.m., 1 a.m., you know, we're getting done at an earlier time. These guys can start tearing down, do what they got to do, relax before they head out.
And
you know,
and also some of the staff members here that come in whether just for this race or on a regular basis, and they have their regular job to get to on Monday morning. And
some of us are traveling. You're one of them. You travel to get over here. You know, I've got a bit of a drive, but I'm not technically traveling.
Actually, well, mine's a little closer now that Kelly and I are in Cambridge, Maryland, so it's about an hour 20 minutes shorter now, but still.
Barry Primus here right side in that GTR. Joe Glockner and the Mustang Coyote powered machine. Remember, Joe Glockner won in Wild Street last year, bumped himself up to the Street Fighter category. So you're see how he's going to do. So right next to the GTR.
Their left side, look at Barry Primus, and Glockner's pulling over, top end a 928 101. He was out of the throttle. Barry Primus, he is coming to a stop for Joe Glockner. Everybody's making a lot of extra power in this cooler weather, so make sure you are adjusting to that, tuned to the conditions.
As Chuck Bartholomew left side. His 90 Mustang into Salisbury.
So Chucky Bartholomew getting out of Salisbury, going over there on the eastern shore. And Martin Conley, Saylorville, Kentucky. top of the racetrack. How about a 694, 194 for Chucky, 750, 150 for Martin Collington. Bartholomew going to go number 2 behind Kiefer Simpson. So Kiefer Simpson holds on to the number 1 spot with 1 down and more to go.
Hot Shot Secret. Where the cut.
Returns Jetworth.
Yes.
Jetworth have run long.
All right, guys, I gotta log off here. I'll be on tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Q2.
One of them's 40 plus, and the other one's 30s.
And first time ever this race